my name is Sarah and welcome to Sarah Ann Reads. This is
Rebecca, White Mermaids.
Kimberly at Kimberly's Mindstorm.
Kayla Rain from my channel named Kayla Rain.
Emily Hoiberg from my channel, Emily Hoiberg.
Caitlin from Book Chats.
I'm Trina from Between Chapters.
We are at YALLFest in Charleston, South Carolina. Woohoo! And today we are playing Book Lovers Jenga. So there's going to be questions on the blocks and we're just going to chat about bookish things and see how high we get. So I'm going to start.
Go.
Caitlin, do you have a preference for male or female authors?
I hope and I think if you look at my stats that I have a preference for female authors, but if I'm listening to audiobooks, I have a preference for male narrators. So it doesn't have to be a male author, but it does have to be a male narrator most of the time.
Oh, no.
No.
Do
Not that
I, now that I've touched it, do I have to pull it or can I do it?
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
We make our own
Cool.
rules.
Really short video.
What's your business how bad I am at Jenga?
Trina, what books are on your nightstand?
Literally on the hotel nightstand are Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and about 200 pages in, and The Amateurs by Sarah Shepard.
It's a lot tighter than it should be.
I know, that's all I was saying. That was
Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Everyone's like poking around until they get the loose ones.
Emily, name 3 books you have read this year. What a question.
Last 3 books.
Yeah, name the last
3 books. I just finished A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis.
Trina's a fan.
Thanks, Trina, for recommending it. The Good, the Bad, and the Undead by Kim Harrison, which is the 2nd book in the Hollow series. And then there was Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo.
Nice. How'd you like that?
It was
I'm sorry, I'm just making
No, it was like you met a friend for the first time and you go to their house for the first time, but you immediately feel at home because they're just so awesome. And you're like, oh, I think I've known you my whole life. That was what that book was.
That would probably
It
be
was
like
wonderful.
the best compliment as an author.
It was wonderful. That's what I intend on telling Lee Bardugo if I see her tomorrow.
Alright, your turn. Everyone's reading the question.
I'll say, Kayla, what section in a bookstore do you gravitate to?
YA. Just kick it and it's gonna go flying.
That was good.
Alright. Rebecca, have you ever joined a book club?
Yeah.
I'm in a teacher book club.
I have started a book club that lasted like 5 months.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I started a Facebook book club and
Yes,
it
it was
lasted
on
a
Facebook.
decent amount of time, but then it just kind of
I
died
don't think I've
out.
ever actually been in a book club.
friends with you. No, it was before. It was way before BookTube, but it was like there were 5 members, and every month, literally only 2 of us would ever read the book, and so we would just chat with each other, and we
That's
were
how
like,
mine was last
it's not
year.
worth it.
I don't think I've ever actually been in one.
This is the 3rd year of our teacher book club. We have new people, finally, but it's still only like 6 of us and like 2 of us under the age of like 60.
Aww.
You're fine.
Sorry.
No, it's actually pretty good. It's just, I don't know, the teachers don't have time to read. So we just read A Bookshop on the Corner, and then we're reading A Man Called
Uva.
Uva.
We had this
A Man
discussion
Called
earlier.
Uva. We're reading that one next. So it's actually, we read Darker Shade of Magic for it, but we've also read some ones that I'm not a big fan of.
At
So,
least you read it.
but it's kind of, I like it because we all have different tastes.
Do you take turns choosing or?
Kind of. We come with suggestions, but like if we've just read a fantasy book, we're not going to read another fantasy.
That's good.
So,
Ooh, very nice.
Wow.
Kimberly.
what book have you reread the most?
Anything by Tamara Pierce. I think it would be the first one. Alana, The First Adventure. She's my favorite author.
Is that the one that Kaz really loves? Tamara Pierce, I think, is like Kaz.
I think so.
It's like one of Kaz's like favorite authors.
Isn't that the Song of the Lion?
Yes,
Yeah.
Song of the Lion.
I haven't read them, but I've been recommended them.
Do it.
I know.
It's my favorite author, and it really, if you like fantasy,
No, you're
we're all
fine.
like great.
It's just
Oh,
very.
okay.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't hurt your touch.
Do you like mysteries or romance books the best? Trina.
Between mystery or just like straight up romance, I would choose mystery. But I do like romance in other genres.
If it were a fantasy book, would you rather the fantasy have a romance or mystery?
Or mysterious romance. Who is this man?
in a fantasy book, I do think a good fantasy would have elements of both, because like you'd have to have enough like plot twist to keep it moving forward and stuff. Romance is so common, and I don't feel like I'm lacking it, that I think it would be interesting to see a fantasy that was mystery only with like no romantic interest.
That would be nice.
It would be interesting.
If you go lower, I don't know if you read the like middle grades. A lot of times they won't even let them kiss.
Yeah.
They won't be put in middle grades.
Right,
So
which makes sense.
Like the Fairyland series. Not really a mystery series, but it's a wonderful fantasy series.
Sarah, do you like to read poetry, and what is your favorite poem?
I do actually really like to read poetry. I actually like dropped a creative writing concentration in college because I didn't want to take poetry writing, but I do enjoy reading it. My favorite is E.E. Cummings.
Me too.
And I can't remember the name. I think it's like poem. It's like a number, but it's the one that has the quote, "You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars." I love that one, and they also love "I carry you in my heart."
That's my favorite.
Like I love E.E. Cummings, and I also really love Mary Oliver. But E.E. Cummings, like, he's my jam. All right. Oh, this could be fun. Caitlin, name one book you really didn't like.
Oh man. So
Come on, girl, you're letting me down.
in school, we had to read The Awakening
Oh, by Kate
Chopin, I think. And I had like heard of her as an author and thought I would really like her, and then I like hated The Awakening so much. Like,
to like pause like that.
it's considered like a seminal piece of feminist literature, and I like feel like I can't even read feminist literature now because I hated this book so much. This is my summary of the book, and here's the thing: like, I read it in high school, and I probably wasn't as aware of like how sensitive I may or may not like be towards this, and like the main character probably has some kind of like mental health issue that is unaddressed.
Yes.
But basically, in the novel, she's like, "Woe is me, my life is terrible, I can't function, I have wonderful children, I have a husband who is not a total dirtbag, but because I really love this other dude and he like won't sleep with me, my life is awful." And spoiler, she decides to walk into the ocean and commit suicide at the end of the book. And I was like, we read it right after reading The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka.
I hate The Metamorphosis.
Which I actually kind of liked. Or we read them in the other direction, maybe. Anyway, like, that dude, like, wakes up one day and is, like, a monstrous bug.
He's a bug. He's a cockroach.
And his only concern is, like, making sure he still takes care of his family because he's, like, the sole provider.
Yeah.
And so, like, just the contrast between the two of them, like, I just really hated. So that's, like, my school one. And then, like, I also really, really hated The Death Cure by James Dashner. And I feel like it was betrayal. And every time I see James Dashner's name on things now, I'm like, James Dashner.
It's fine.
So
I gave up before I got there.
I feel like maybe it's because that one character, right? What happened to that one character? Who was my favorite character?
It's more what we never got to find out. Like, I'm not reading your stupid prequel to find out what you promised me you would tell me in the first book.
That's dumb.
Emily, do you like to read in the bathtub?
I don't know.
Some people really can. They like read, whole novels and stuff.
I know.
I drop that book in the water.
Right.
And the pages get all crinkly.
Yeah.
I used to read in the shower.
How?
Christine from Poem Bananas Books has a video on how, and it made me really interested, like, how? Really? Like, does this really work? So I tried it, and I liked it. It's really relaxing because I don't like to take baths because my tub is small and I don't want to sit in the water for forever.
Yeah.
It was really nice and relaxing, like a little sauna, and you're not like facing the water or anything.
Oh.
So like I would put leave-in conditioner in and then be in the back of the shower like reading and.
Interesting.
My showers are already just so long, and I have so much I have to do in a shower. That's
I just want to be done.
So much I have to do.
Yeah, that lasted for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
This game stresses me out.
Oh, you got
Oh.
Oh man.
Kim, have you ever read a graphic novel?
Yes.
Wow. Amazing.
I know. I actually got a kick of this. Before I was like, no, they're too much comic-y. I don't want to read that. But I read like a lot, like just lately. And the last one I read was Ghost. It was one of the newer ones that's out, and it was good.
There we go.
Talmeyer? Raina Talmeyer? Yeah.
I can't pronounce any author name. I'm working on it.
I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Don't trust me.
Have you ever taught someone to read? Kayla.
So, weird story, yes. I was helping my mom homeschooled almost all of my siblings except for one of my younger brothers who is intellectually disabled. And he was still in the public school system, but he wasn't learning how to read. So my mom bought Hooked on Phonics. And that's actually how we found out my brother has epilepsy, because it gave him seizures.
Oh,
no.
So,
found out about
yeah, he had his first seizure when we were doing like the flashcards. And I was just like,
what is this?
What?
You really don't like to read, yeah, but no.
So yeah, it took us a while to kind of piece it together, and I guess it maybe was just like the repetition that was just kind of like triggering it. But that's how we found out he had epilepsy. So.
Wow. Interesting.
It makes me very tense.
Rebecca, what literary character would you like to be?
I don't know who I'd actually want to be.
Really?
I mean,
I know, really crappy lives, let's be honest.
I know who I would put
The
you.
obvious answer is Hermione.
Yes.
But like, other than obvious answers, but I mean, sure, we'll just
Hermione.
go with Hermione. Why not?
Valid answer.
Sarah, is there a genre you haven't read but want to?
I don't know if you'd like consider it a genre, but like I do. It's not its own genre necessarily, but I do want to read like more own voices literature, because like I have read a lot of books that have diversity represented in them, but own voices literature like as a concept is like relatively new to me. And like I read Homegoing by Yagi earlier this year, and I just adored it.
That's
And so I would really love to read more pieces of literature like that, which I think a lot of them tend, at least the ones that like I sort of have on my radar, tend to lean in the literary fiction genre, which I already read a lot of. But yeah, so own voices, genre, whatever. Trina, what is the first book you remember reading?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I have a great enough memory, but one of the earliest books I remember reading was like a nursery rhyme board book called Winkin', Blinkin' and Nod. I don't really know how it goes, but it's like a poem or something. It's like Winkin' and Blinkin' and Nod one night went on a ship and they did all this stuff, and I remember reading that with my parents and then having that book for like forever.
Aww. Yeah,
but
so fun.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I feel like I read that same story.
I know it has to have been like under 4 years old.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. There could have been other memories that were technically before that.
What's the one? It is the first one you actually remember reading.
Yeah.
So.
What? This girl is so good.
Skills!
Okay, I'll just ask the question. Whoever has a good answer for it.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you think of a book whose ending you did not like?
Allegiant.
The Death Cure.
Yes.
That too.
We were just talking about it. The one that you just read, that I read this summer, with the angels and the chimera.
Oh, Dreams of Gods and Monsters.
Yes, Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I didn't like the ending.
From the end of
I like-
the Daughters of
I like-
Heaven.
I like the
the
book.
ending.
Yeah, but
I had mixed feelings about the ending.
Yeah.
I can't say Allegiant because I didn't like the beginning, middle, or end of that series. But a series that I love, but the ending let me down, was the Delirium trilogy. And I don't necessarily hate the ending, it just let me down.
Yeah, probably my best answer for this is The Host.
By
Because
Stephenie Meyer.
yeah, by Stephenie Meyer. So if you've read it, you know that there's a point where you think it has ended.
Yes.
And I
yeah,
thought
I remember this.
is like the most perfect ending. I can't believe that Stephenie was so brave to have this ending. And then I was like, but it's so weird. There's so many pages left. It did not end, and the real ending, to me personally, cheapened the entire rest of the book.
Oh gosh.
For you, Night Film was the same way, right?
Yeah, Night Film was a wonderful book. I really enjoyed it. The ending was fine, but I thought the book should have ended like 10 pages sooner, because that ending would have like blown my mind and let me be like sitting there, what do I think happened? Oh my gosh, I don't know. And it could have been either of these things, and that would have been such a cool feeling. But then like it had a perfect place to stop, where it led you to come to that conclusion, like you don't really know. And then it kind of just gave you too many answers.
Interesting.
Which I guess some people would see as satisfying, but to me, I was like, I didn't really need that.
Yeah.
I'm so
Voluntold.
stressed out.
It will be okay.
Okay.
What's fitting that we all answered
You
that
watch
last
and you're like,
question.
oh, is it gonna stay? Last question.
Oh, God.
So I guess I'll say whoever wants to answer. What book are you going to read next?
This is a good line of question.
Yeah, I have to finish Lair of Dreams, but a man called Uva.
Yes.
O-V-E, it's really hard to pronounce.
Apparently it's Uva.
Uva. A man called Uva.
The Illuminati Files. I have it. I was supposed to read it.
Is that the one with like the moon on the?
No,
that's
the one that.
That's the one. That's the Lumineers. With the
You're
moons
thinking of
on the cover.
Illuminati?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Illuminati.
Illuminate?
No.
I don't know what the Illuminati.
Jay Kristoff and Amy.
Oh yeah, I just pronounced it wrong.
The Illuminate Files.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next, I mean, I'm in the middle of like 5 books right now. But the next one I'm probably going to pick up is either Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix for a reread, or oh gosh, what's the other one? I think The Boy Who Lost Fairyland, which is like the 4th book in the Fairyland series, because I'm reading the 3rd book right now. So it's either gonna be one of those 2.
Can't remember the name of the author, but the book is Georgia Peaches and Other Forbidden Fruit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Finally came into the library.
I just picked that one up too.
So I think I'm going to read a book called Sushi for One. It's for this project where I'm trying to read Christian romances that have people of color in one or both of the main roles. And it's about a Japanese American heroine, and I don't know what the race of the hero is yet because I haven't started it.
I'm currently reading Illuminate.
And she says it correctly.
She's reading it, so that
I've been told I'm supposed to read that one
You
next,
are,
so.
yes.
But I'm trying to think of what I'm going to read next.
Gemini.
I have so many other books on my TBR though, so I'm like, oh, which one?
Yeah, but when
I'm
you
probably
finish-
gonna
When you
read-
finish Illuminate, you're gonna want to read Gemini.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to read one of the Lee Bardugo books
Oh,
next,
yeah.
since I just finished Shadow and Bones, and now I'm like, I need the next one.
Well, I am currently in the middle of Gemini and The Amateurs and Crooked Kingdom and The Crown's Game. But what I will pick up when I finish any of those is probably Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton for our BookTube Awards project.
Yeah.
By the way, go vote in the BookTube Awards.
Please. Nice plug there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. And be sure to check out all of their wonderful channels, which will all be linked in the description box below. Bye!
Bye! Sorry.
Hi everyone! My name is...
Can I move my feet?
Based discussions, and that is all.